On Esteban Island, a battle for power has begun. As the dinosaurs spread throughout the island, they fight to claim and maintain their territories, challenging each other for dominance. Especially as new dinosaurs are brought onto the island. Some of them brand new species entirely. The stingy molluks have gained the most numbers. Where once they roamed the island alone, they have learned to stick together, though not without some fighting for dominance among themselves. Another once solitary species who has also gained new friends and family is the Spinosaurus. We may have been wrong in predicting these two species would get along. But of all the carnivores on the island, the Spinosaurus are the least of the stingy molluks' concerns. Previously, the Spinosaurus stayed in the northern range of our island, along the river lakes, called that because, as the remaining sand shows, this was once one grand river, and over time it has eroded to three separate lakes: East, Central, and West River Lake. This is currently the home of the Triceratops, Brachiosaurus, and Stegosaurus. With the Triceratops sticking to the east, claiming not just the lake, but the surrounding Edward Hill Range. And the Stegosaurus staying in the west, with the central lake being neutral ground, for the most part. The northern area is also home of the velociraptors. They stick around Scarlet Lake on top of Scarlet Hill, a watering hole that they maintain control over by attacking any of the other dinosaurs who come near it. Mainly are hadrosaurids. Hadrosaurids are what we call mid-sized herbivores whose mouths resemble a duck's bill. They used to comprise solely of a Parasaurolophus, but now they include two new species. Tyrannosaurus is a large iguanodont, a relative of the iguanodons. They're 6.5 feet tall and 27 feet long, characterized by the large humps on their back. They were discovered in the Niger region of Africa, where they feasted on tough plants, choosing to stick close to the rivers, a practice they continue today. Their name means courageous monitor lizard, probably because they rode their bicycles without helmets. Something you should only do yourself if you're 6 feet tall and have a duckbill for a mouth. They are also known for their vigilant behavior, often being the first to sense the presence of any nearby carnivores, making them a more difficult prey to catch than your typical hadrosaurid. Well, I mean, most of the time. Our other new hadrosaurid is the Orolotitan, whose name means Titanic Swan due to their large necks. They are close relatives to a Parasaurolophus, as they also have a crest on their head, which serves the same function as the crest on their cousins' heads. But unlike their cousins, who mainly use it to voice chat on Roblox, The Orolo Titans prefer Minecraft instead. They stand at just over 14 feet and are about 30 feet long. They were one of the last dinosaurs around before the initial extinction 65 million years ago. Their bones were found in the Amur region of Russia in the early 2000s. Their fossils as complete as they were numerous. With its long neck and magnificent crest, they are among the most striking inhabitants of our dinosaur preserve. They are nomadic, much like their fellow hadrosaurids, going back and forth between the Rivers Lake region, Edward Hills, and Scarlet Lake, and also our southern region, the Romero Plains. The southern tip is home to Jasmine Lake, which serves as a popular watering hole for the Stygimolochs, our trio of hadrosaurids, Gallimimus, and the species that protects them all, the famous Ankylosaurus. Their name means stiffened lizard, with their thick armored plates covering most of their body, including their eyelids, making them very heavy, coming in at 8 tons. They stay low to the ground as to keep their bellies safe, since their armor plating is concentrated on the upper parts of their body. They aren't all defense. Their tails are used as clubs and pack so much power as it only takes a few swings to break their rib cages. They were discovered in the west side of the United States and were the creators of Angsterap. Between their armor plating and club-like tail, they are able to ward off any of the carnivores that come to Jasmine Lake looking for a meal. Even inspiring the Stygimolochs to fight to defend their turf against the velociraptors. The residents of Jasmine Lake are grateful of their great protectors and never challenge them to a fight. The only herbivore that ever dare cross the Ankylosaurus is, of course, the goddamn Stegosaurus. And even then, we start to see a startling new pattern of behavior. As some of you may have noticed, there have been a lot of helicopters in the air this time around. And that is for a very good reason. After seeing so many of their friends and family perish, the remaining dinosaurs have learned a valuable new lesson: to walk away. Even though the dinosaurs are fighting now more than ever, they aren't dying as much as they used to. The fighting hasn't gotten any less intense. But now that all the remaining dinosaurs are seasoned fighters after duking it out for survival last time, they are far more likely to simply call it a draw rather than fight to the death. Most fights are simply a struggle for territory after all. And not done out of a desire for bloodlust, or at least not the fights between our herbivores. On the southwest side of our island are the Corelli Mountains, surrounded by the Odette Valley on one side and Ruiz Lake on the other. Here is where our two new carnivores live and fight. Our smallest resident of this side of the island is the Dilophosaurus, meaning lizard with two ridges, referring to the beautiful frills they use to scare away any threats, which they need, as they are only slightly larger than the velociraptors. They also spit a poisonous venom up to 20 feet, which they use to stun and blind their victims, making them easier to kill. Along with their famous frills, which they only exhibit for fighting and mating purposes, they also have these two crests on their heads, which makes them even cooler somehow. Their defenses make them able to stand their ground when battling larger carnivores. Especially our other new species, Cryolophosaurus. They too have a crest on their head, and were originally found in the Arctic. While it's a frozen tundra now, 65 million years ago, it was merely a cool region that rarely hit freezing temperatures. This is how they got their name, which translates to frozen crested lizard. They are larger than the Dilophosaurus, which is why they so often started fights with them. As they struggle to draw territorial lines along the Corelli mountain range. Though they won their fights against them more often than not, mainly due to their larger size, they too were about to learn a tough lesson. After getting their tails handed to them time and time again by the stronger herbivores on the island, the T-Rex and Spinosaurus also made their way towards the southwest, especially Ruiz Lake and its beach, joining the fight for territory along with the Dilophosaurus and Cryolophosaurus. And when it comes to carnivores versus carnivores, size does matter. And soon enough, the Cryolophosaurus found themselves on the short end of the stick. And so, the Dilophosaurus laid claim to Odette Valley, while the Cryolophosaurus and T-Rex duked it out for the Corelli mountain range and Ruiz Beach. And while the T-Rex eventually gained more dominance, they too came to learn the hard way that there is always a bigger dinosaur. And so Ruiz Beach, Ruiz Lake, and Corelli Mountain came to be shared among the three in an eternal bid for power and control. While it may seem like the region is only ruled by carnivores, soon, even the Spino will come to learn that there is always a bigger one, as the Mamenchisaurus soon made its way to the area. One of the largest sauropods ever discovered, It stands 20 feet taller than the Brachiosaurus, bringing them to a total of 60 feet in height. They are so huge, they don't even need to chew their food to eat, and they need to eat a lot given their massive size. They are incredible to witness, especially when seen interacting with each other. They are currently the largest dinosaurs in the island, so large that none of the carnivores dare attack them, as a swift swing of their tail or a mighty stomp can wipe them out in a single blow. They wander freely from the Odette Valley through the Corelli Mountain and to Ruiz Lake. In time, they will likely be found in other parts of the island too, but for now, this is their home. And so, our island exists in a delicate balance. The strongest herbivores exist in the north, where raptors feast on wandering hadrosaurids that get too curious. The ankylosauruses protect the weaker dinosaurs in the south. And in the southwest, all the carnivores battle for dominance. And in this balance, there is strife, yes, but there is also peace, community, and even some fun. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to see how our island evolves. We will also be visiting our other dinosaur preserves, where we keep smaller dinosaurs, like really small, like the size of puppies. So be sure to hit that bell button to be notified when we have new videos. Until next time, welcome to Dino Life.